Hello, everybody. How are you? Let me know if you can hear me. You should be able to. I was just chit chatting with our featured guest, and they could hear me. But you never know with the internet. How are you all doing? Thank you guys for watching the latest episode. I was super excited to have that premiere tonight. They can hear us. Sweet. And without further ado, let's bring in the special guest because she she killed it at PEX, and I felt like it wouldn't like me talking about PEX by myself in an empty room would just not work. I need my partner in crime to be here. And honestly, there's two partners in crimes that should be here, but one of them is currently traveling back to Australia. But without further ado, let's all welcome Cassie to the show.
Hey guys.
There she is. Man, you are super loud in my ears. I don't know why.
Oops.
There we go. I, for some reason, turned us way up.
Oh,
So yeah, I mean, let's just jump into it, guys. Me and Cassie became fast friends over the course of this last weekend. Her and Ron, her husband, Levy, and his wife Kathy, and of course, just the MVP of PEX. And I nobody can tell me any different. Karen from Australia, who unfortunately, like, I would love to have Karen here in the chat, or not in the chat, on the video with us, because she was awesome. But she is traveling back to Australia because while we were all recuperating from our time in PEX, she was still in Virginia City for a whole nother week, just hanging out, being a local, like literally being a local. She had a job.
she did.
She fed animals. She like helped with room service at a place. Like she made so many friends. It was, I'm not even kidding. I was walking around town and people completely unassociated with PEX were talking about Karen. I was going down the street and people were like, "Have you met Karen from Australia yet?" She was in here. She was telling me all about her birds and stuff, and I was like, "Are you serious now?" Like random strangers, I'm hearing conversations about Karen. It was pretty hilarious. But
Yeah.
I think that just kind of shows like how awesome Karen is.
Mm-hmm.
And we can't even like explain to you how awesome she is. It's ridiculous. She is the better amongst us.
I agree.
But PEX was awesome. If you guys have any questions about PEX, if you have any questions about the Beattie Mansion episodes that I've been dropping, just put them in the chat. The chat's going kind of fast, but I will try and keep on top of it. Cassie will as well, because we want you guys to ask all the questions and get all the answers, all that kind of stuff. A lot of PEX people in the chat right now. Aaron was there. I didn't get to see Aaron as much as I would have liked. Aaron and her sister Erica were in town, but they were too good for all of us and went to a spa day in Reno. I was so jealous, especially like at the end of it all. I was like, man, I could use the spa day right about now. And I know you could too, because you and your boot.
My freaking boot.
It sucked because like the last day, so Sunday, PEX didn't really have anything going except for a scavenger hunt to allow you to kind of check out the town and stuff. So what we did was we planned our excursion to the cemeteries for Sunday. So we had some coffee and then some lunch, and then we went and walked around the cemeteries. And like, I felt horrible because the cemetery is so large and it has all these hills, and Cassie's just trying to keep up after a whole weekend of climbing stairs and wandering around haunted venues. I felt kind of bad.
No, I was worth it. I mean, I'm still in quite rough shape, but I don't regret it. Like, I would do it again.
Right. Paravibes is in the chat. Jason was my drunk buddy Friday night. Yes, Friday night was the night of the party. And Paravibes is awesome. And DJ. Paravibes only. DJ Bombshell, the dynamic duo, they are awesome. But I'm going to blame them for the encouragement of the shenanigans, which led to way too many drinks. Well, technically not way too many drinks. I had the perfect amount of cups of drinks.
Yeah.
But our bartender was, I guess, trying to like turn over her stock or something. This is zero exaggeration, guys. Zero exaggeration. Like they were pouring us drinks in like a red Solo cup sized cup. It was clear, but it was like that size. So just imagine that size. We all got that size in our mind. This lady, Karen, was the first one to order. She's like, I want vodka and some root beer. And she's like, well, do you want a single or a double? And she's like, well, might as well make it a double. And this bartender lady, this older lady, could barely hear anything, turned to her friends who were sitting at the end of the table, and she's like, she asked for a double. She must not know me very well. And then she proceeded to fill that cup up, leaving only this much room for the root beer. The rest was straight vodka, which is like a tiny bit of ice. So it's not like the ice was like overcomp. Like it was so much. It was ridiculous.
I had one drink and I was on my butt. Like I was like,
Yeah.
if I had more, I'd be puking. It was that bad.
Yeah. Karen is in the house, probably from an airport.
Yeah.
She says, I am humbled, and Miss Cassie and Jason, Ron, yep, everybody. I mean, again, I can't even tell you how awesome Karen was. Let me tell you about Karen. Like, I only know Karen from the chat. You never know what to expect when you meet people in real life. But I knew she was coming from Australia, and I know that is a trip. And if you're making that kind of a trip, like I want to make sure you're having a good time, that this trip was worth it to you. And so I reached out and I'm like, hey, if you want to hang out, grab some lunch one of these days, let me know. And so Tuesday, I believe, we went and had lunch together. So I drive up to Virginia City to go pick her up and do not know what I'm about to experience. And I pull up to where she's staying, and there she is, and she's like, hello. And like we give each other a hug. And then like she proceeded to become my best friend in like 5 minutes. And it was awesome. Me and her went down to Reno. We had lunch at my friend's restaurant, where I introduced her to biscuits and gravy for the first time in her life. And then I took her back up and I dropped her back off at Virginia City. And then the very next day, had dinner with Karen and Cassie and Ron up in Virginia City. And then we went out for drinks at the Bucket of Blood, and just like we became partners in crime for the rest of the weekend. You could not separate us. And then at some point, Levy and his wife kind of joined up, and that was kind of the end of it. Like we were 3 basic teams that have joined together into a super team. It was pretty dang awesome.
It was.
Let's see. I gotta scroll back through the chat a little bit. Spooky Time with J9 says we did close the bar. Yep. Some of you did.
You did.
I think I crashed out at 3. I couldn't go any farther. But then I guess you and your husband walked me back to the hotel, which was literally across the street. So it's not.
Well,
like
we watched you walk, and then we weren't sure if you arrived safely, so we had to like keep checking with everybody to make sure you were okay. Because those stairs are a death trap.
Oh yeah, and I had to go up an extra set of steps. But then you guys returned to the bar apparently.
Yes, we did.
Sass, I didn't get hammered. I remember the entire night. Yeah, but I definitely did get pretty schnookered. Aaron says the only thing we regret is because of flight delays, we never officially checked in, so we didn't know the official schedule. They just flitted around town on a whim. It was chaotic but amazing. Yeah, that kind of sucks. But also with this event, the schedule kind of goes out the window at a point, because things run over and all that kind of stuff. But honestly, like for as many venues as we had, and we were taking the whole town over, there was surprisingly little chaos in terms of like what I kind of expected, because I remember the chaos that was at the Tahoe Biltmore. That's one building. Viv and Jamie Lee killed it with this event. And I know they were stressed. I know there was a lot of stress at the event for them, making sure it was going perfectly. But they killed it. It was awesome.
It was.
Let's see. The locals are great. Yeah, we had great locals there. I ran into a few people, and they were just friendliest dang people in the world. Let's see. Yes, Karen did make friends with every single person.
Yeah.
No one no one is immune to Karen's charms. Sass asks, what was your favorite PEX? Cassie, I'll let you answer that first.
I really think it was just meeting everybody because, like, I met a lot of people last year at PEX when we were in Tahoe at the Biltmore, but this year it was really awesome. I got to meet more people that I didn't meet last year, and it was hanging out with everybody. I literally felt like when we left, we were leaving family. Like it was really bizarre. Like I mean, not bizarre, but it was just I don't know. It was just meeting
It is
everybody.
kind of bizarre. Like we just, I think part of that has to do with the fact that we've known each other for some time through chats. So there was a little bit of that familiarity. So like the awkwardness of meeting someone for the first time wasn't quite there. As soon as you heard their screen name or something, you were just like, we are friends. Let's hang out now. And we just had to get past the like weirdness of being together in real life.
Yeah, I agree.
But I felt the same way. Like I left there feeling like, man, I have brand new, like close friends now.
Yeah, I agree. And also, I have to mention investigating with you, Jason, was pretty freaking epic. I've already investigated with Levy before, but investigating with you was
and it was terrible. And we all know it. Levy's just a giant jerk. Like he's just terrible. Levy's
it was cool.
I was so glad we were able to like team up with him.
Yes, exactly.
Because I think honestly, like I'm not no joke here. I think we make a great team. Like the three of us investigate very similarly in terms of we're quiet and respectful. Even though we're three kind of teams, nobody was stepping on top of each other. No one was trying to be the big banana. Like we were all literally just so focused on doing the best work possible in our filming that it was just fun. And I think I told you guys this, like investigating with Paul for these videos, investigating with you guys in Virginia City, like investigating's become fun again, and it wasn't for a long time, and I had a blast. So I think my favorite part was Karen, number one.
Oh yes, of course. Karen is like that trumps everything.
Being able to investigate with you and Levy was awesome. And I think if we're gonna like, okay, yeah, of course that's awesome, but what else was your favorite thing? I think just kind of just wandering around Virginia City and just running into all these people that I know. Like going from the Silver Queen, wandering over to the coffee shop, running into like 4 or 5 people, be like, hey Jason, how's your night? Oh, it was pretty good. Let's want to get some coffee. Like, let's do that. Like the familiarity of everybody together and the friendships and the just super nice people was great. Like it felt like we were in like a ghost hunting community that it all like just we were all there for the same reason, and so there was no reason not to be awesome to each other for the most part.
Yeah.
Let's see. Going back to the chat, Vivian and Jamie Lee are the bomb. Yes, they are, and I know they're taking a little break, and then they're going to start planning for next year. I don't know what if next year is going to be at Virginia City. I don't know if it's going to be in another place. Have no clue, but I am confident that they're going to plan an amazing event for everybody.
Yeah.
PEX just kind of keeps getting better every year. Yeah. Daniel dropping a super chat. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. He says, when and where is the new PEX? Like I said, not sure. I know it 90% sure it will happen. I'm going to leave that 10% for like, because last time it was like COVID. But I'm sure it's going to happen. I just don't know where. If it happened in Virginia City again, no problem. I would love that because Virginia City was awesome. And no matter how many times you go back to Virginia City, it just doesn't get tiring. Mike B was there. Yep. He was awesome to hang out with. Except I think Mike B, he had a hotel room like on the far end of Virginia City, which in comparison to like anywhere else, it's not that far, but like it was there. It was down the road. Allie says, Watching him get into his room, priceless. And when he fell and just disappeared, oh my God, who did that? You're not talking about me, are you?
Sean, we watched.
Oh, Sean? Yeah.
So we were watching from
Sean
afar.
was
It turned out
rough.
to be loud. We're like, oh my God.
Sean had a good time. We all had a good time at that
Yeah.
place, man. That was officially became my favorite place to drink in Virginia City.
Yes.
Um,
Wish we found it sooner.
I know. Sharon says leaving did suck. Yeah. The funny part about that bar is like they closed at 11. People closed it down at 4. Let's just let that sink in about how much longer this lady kept the place open for us, because we packed that place out. It's a tiny little bar, and she was just like, I'm going to keep slinging them until they leave. Like, I don't care. So that was awesome. That was very awesome. The chat is moving. Mountain Man Medium. Investigating with Patty was truly awesome. Erica says, yep, Patty, like, honestly, the 2 years I've been around Patty for PEX, like, I'm always kind of blown away by just how humble she is and how willing to just interact with everybody she is, because she could go Hollywood on us. She could be like, I've been on TV shows. These people don't know what they're talking about, YouTube or whatever. She's great. She's the nicest dang person.
She's so nice.
Carrie says, maybe I can go next year. I'm in Nevada, but just couldn't swing it. Yeah, it's a trip. Like, I totally understand. People are like, that's a lot of money, especially like coming from Australia, you coming from the other side of the country, from Canada, from Toronto area.
Yep.
Like, it's not a cheap trip. I think, I don't know, is it worth it? Like, you coming from like a far away place, if you're like going not for working purposes like you did, would you say that this trip is worth it to somebody?
I really think so. I mean, because we've made so many friends in the chats. If you really want, I think that was the primary thing I took away from it. Because even last year, I wasn't part of like the group, right? Like, I was just there to meet everybody and experience the event. So I thought it was worth it last year by traveling the same distance. You know what I mean? So I really think it is, like, because you get to meet everybody, you get to see who you've been watching on YouTube. And just hanging out and having fun. I don't know. I think it's really worth it.
I do too, especially if it's in Virginia City.
Yes.
If we're going to take over a whole town, definitely worth it.
Yeah.
Going back to the chat, Sean says, I love you, Jason. I love you too, Sean. Spooky Time with J9 says, Jason made a great burger. Not that I made a burger. I was a burger. Because to celebrate the crowness of it all, we had to all dress up like food. And okay, I'm going to rewind and say my favorite part of PAX was Cassie realizing that she was dressed up like a hot dog in the middle of Virginia City and just dying. Like, she died, guys. I wish we had video of you just being like you saw it. You saw her realize like what she was doing, and she started like laughing so hard, tears were pouring down her cheeks, and she couldn't talk. She could barely breathe. I thought we were going to lose her for a second there as we're walking down the sidewalk, dogs, of Virginia City with her wearing a hot dog costume that was way too small. Like, I have a photo of you, like, how you positioned it as it's supposed to be worn, and she literally looks like she's going to be the worst bank robber in the world. It's hilarious. That was fun. Very fun. The chat just freaked out. Oh, here we go. And plus we walked into an extremely busy pizza parlor, all dressed like food, and people were just like, what is going on? Like, because this was not like a planned thing, like in terms of like, hey, everybody at PEX, don't forget there's going to be people walking around like food. Like, nobody knew we were doing this.
Everyone's so
Joe
confused.
does have that slow motion video of us walking down the road. I want it so bad because I want to like put some color grading on it and some like dramatic music, because that was our Reservoir Dogs walking down the street thing. It looked perfect.
It was.
Ron says, I walked in later and no one was there. It was packed when we walked in.
Mm-hmm.
We had people taking pictures of us that had nothing to do with PEX. They're just like, well, no one's going to believe this. It's perfect. Let's see. Aaron says I was supposed to dress up, but I slacked and didn't get a costume in time. I bought it the day before PEX, guys. Because I was like, I don't want to. I really don't want to. But then, like, I think it might have been Thursday night, because it was the time when, like, the talent corner. I hate calling ourselves talent, like
I
the
know. I hate
invited
that.
guests. I don't know. We got together to do like a walkthrough, and like a briefing of the event, so we all knew what we were supposed to do. All the responsible people showed up. Some people didn't, and that's when I kind of got peer pressured. They're like, "Do it for Crow, bro," and I was like, "Fine." And so before I came up on Friday, I stopped at the Halloween store and bought a costume. It's the best $30 I ever spent. Plus, not only did I get the costume and I walked the streets of Virginia City with Cassie and friends and made fools of ourselves. One, it was super, like, that thing is warm. So, like, as the temperature started falling, I was fine. I pulled my arms inside. I was like, this is comfy. But I did not think about how I was going to take it home, because my suitcase was pretty full. So my suitcase did get opened at the airport because I had forgotten I had a computer inside my luggage. I totally forgot. So when it went through the scanner, they were like, "Oh, you're supposed to take the computers out," and I was like, "Oh, sorry." And he unzips it and he pops it open, and the first thing that's in there is this very stuffed hamburger costume that kind of just popped out. And I'm watching him as he's like, it was worth every penny, Crow.
Oh my
Worth
gosh,
every
it's
penny.
funny.
It's probably one of the most comfortable costumes I've ever bought. Unfortunately, Cassie had the too small hot dog costume. But we wore those things for way longer than we probably should have. We were all sitting at the same tables.
Yeah.
And then as we're like, I know J9 had already taken hers off because she's like, I can't eat with this like hole that I'm supposed to look out of. But then out of nowhere, Canadian bacon appears.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was fun. What else? Sorry, the chat just kind of, as I'm talking, just kind of flies by.
It
Yeah, Levy
does.
was supposed to be Mayo and he backed out.
He said he bought it, but
I
he forgot it.
Yeah,
I
I
don't know.
saw Kindred says the photos of everyone in Crow Mask was touching. I did see the photos. I wish I would have been able to like drop one of those masks on at some point. But that was awesome that we got to do that as well. Let's see. What else? What else? What else? Aaron says I was supposed to be a pickle. I almost got the pickle costume. I almost, but the hamburger was calling my name. Allie said we had a run in with a drunk girl in the masks. She was losing her mind.
Oh no.
I bet. Joe says I made t-shirts out of the Crow mask photos. Yeah, I've heard about the t-shirt. I have to see it. I may have to get one.
I bought mine already.
Cause
As
Crow.
soon as I saw it.
And we've been talking for 24 minutes. We haven't even plugged Cassie's channel. Guys, Cassie, Weeping Willow Paranormal. You guys got to make sure if someone can drop it in the chat, Cassie, if you can drop it in the chat, whatever, give a link to Weeping Willow Paranormal, because we collabed all weekend, and we have 2 solid locations that we investigated with together. I don't even know how many episodes that's going to encompass. There was a lot of investigating. So you guys need to subscribe to Weeping Willow Paranormal, because I think in the month of October, tentatively in the month of October, we're going to start releasing those episodes and doing live streams together and like really hyping up this team. Plus, we have plans to investigate again at some pretty epic locations.
Yeah.
And it's going to be awesome. So, like, why not have another awesome channel that you're subscribed to? Weeping Willow Paranormal. Do it.
Oh, thank you.
I wish Crow was in the chat.
I know. I messaged him.
Because he would immediately be in the live stream is what would happen. Uh, let's see.
I'm trying to share my link.
Laws from Oz, the treat master herself. I've been binging Cassie's channel, Weeping Willow Paranormal, since PEX. Yeah, I watched your latest episode. Where were you investigating again?
The Old Angel Inn. It's in Niagara on the Lake. It's kind of like similar to like Virginia City in the sense that it's like an old town that got burnt down, basically, and then they rebuilt it. So
nice.
Yeah.
It was good, and it was good for a couple reasons because it's Cassie and she's awesome. But also, you guys were only investigating like a room in a working hotel.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be doing that soon. I'm not going to drop where I'm going to be going to, but it was really interesting to see how you did it because I've never investigated in a hotel room in a working hotel. Like generally, you just go into an empty, spooky place and you have run of the whole place. So it's difficult to make an interesting episode out of a place that is one room, like literally one room. And I think you guys did a good job because you were collabing with a whole other team.
Yes. Yeah.
Which was there was a team of 3, right?
4. Well, like there's 3 of them, but then there was 2 other people that were with them. Like they were still in the room, but they ended up leaving later on. Because they were like, so Paige, it was her parents, I believe. And then so it was her aunt Tara, and then Paige were the actual investigators.
And the impressive part is there's so many people in that room, that small room. And none of you were like talking over each other and making it just loud and chaotic, which could easily happen. I really appreciated that. I think, you know, after investigating with each other, I think we both know, like, we're quiet investigators. We like the location to speak to us. We don't want to be loud and abrasive. So that was cool, especially like, again, one room, like that's difficult.
Yeah.
Laws from Oz says, first episode I saw, Cassie was running away screaming.
Okay, that was the Hinsdale.
I haven't watched that one yet. I can't wait.
That one was Hinsdale, so that was with Levy. That was awesome. Like, I mean, working with you 2 again in Virginia City was epic. So, but yeah, no, Hinsdale, that freaked me out, that experience. So first time ever being scared. So
I've been there. I've been to locations that I'm just like, yeah, it's fine. It's cool. I like this. This is interesting. I'm having fun. Beattie Mansion was one of those. I was enjoying my time there. And then there's those locations where you just like, got a feeling. I got a feeling. I'm on edge. And definitely, I would imagine Hinsdale House easily makes that happen.
Yeah. And it was the land. The house was, to me, felt very quiet. It was the land. So
nice. Let's see. J9 says, I was flipping everybody off in the photos for Crow with the Crow mask. I was wondering who was doing all the flipping off. Now I know. Going back to the chat. Joe says, I was in the room next to you guys. It was hard to investigate. So I took a guest upstairs, met with Levy, and a good thing we did because they caught some cool stuff. So yeah, that was one of the things. I think, Cassie, you experienced this as someone who purchased a ticket to the event last year and now is like a invited guest this year. You were one of the investigators that were invited. In like doing investigations in this scenario, in this type of environment, is very difficult. We're not really doing an investigation proper. We're just kind of showcasing our investigative talent. Style. That's a better term. We're showcasing to the people that are with us our investigative style. And especially at the Silver Queen, the second night, it was difficult to do that while being like courteous to the people in the very next room that are separated by a very skinny door, much like Joe was. I felt bad because I knew any noise we were going to make, even if we whispered, was going to contaminate whatever they were doing, and vice versa. And it's hard as investigators to kind of get past that. Me and you had conversations about that pretty much all weekend because we had the investigations for PEX, and then we had our own individual investigations, and kind of the differences we were seeing in that.
Yeah.
So sorry, Joe. We totally understand. It's your turn to talk, Cassie.
But what?
About the experience of leading an investigation at PEX versus
Oh,
doing an
yes.
investigation.
Yeah, no, it was interesting because it was hard because when we got a little bit flustered. Like there was one location in particular that I got a little bit flustered at because of stuff that happened. And then so that was kind of like I felt like super discouraged, but then I realized like I just have to go with the flow and you know what I mean? And not bank all that experience on how I actually investigate. So
yeah, and I'll try and be as like I don't know, nice as possible. First off, I want to say Erica D supported Cemetery Road. I totally forgot to mention that earlier. I appreciate your support for the channel. It's amazing. You're awesome, Erica. Right here. You were part of an investigation at the Washoe Club.
mm-hmm.
Pretty excited because you had just investigated there,
Yeah.
like on your own. Like we experienced the Washoe Club as it's meant to be experienced, and then you were part of a team that was going to lead guests on an investigation. And unfortunately, the chaos of this type of event kind of bit your moment in the butt.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, mostly just due to one specific person who could not follow schedules to save their life. And that was frustrating. Like that's frustrating when you're like, you go in, you have a plan, you're going to do your thing and make it as enjoyable for the people that you're taking along with you as possible. And something just kind of just ruins it, especially in that kind of a location, because you only get that one shot.
Exactly.
To make that impression. I felt so bad. I was so mad.
It's okay.
But you bounced back.
Yes.
Let's see. Ron being Mr. Cassie, says, I learned the Jason method for filming. So much fun. I did give you guys some camera pointers when we were hanging out in cemeteries. That was fun.
It was.
Let's see. It would be great to get St. Mary's and VC for PEX. It would. There's so many locations that we did not get to investigate for PEX in Virginia City. It would be great that if Virginia City was the location for next year's PEX, that we got to integrate some of those locations, much like St. Mary's, into the event next year. Because I've never been there. I've never even walked inside that place. Let's see. Dazzler is in the house.
It was so cool meeting her too. Because I was like, I didn't know. I'm like, there's this lady there. And I'm like, who are you? She's like, Dazzler. And I'm like, oh, Dazzler. And then it was, like seeing
and then you're just Dazzler. I'm like, where's Dazzler? Where's Dazzler?
No.
Dazzler was awesome. We did get to do a little investigating with her as well.
Yeah.
Let's see. DJ Bombshell, the last day of PEX Paravibes got to investigate the Washoe Club alone. That's awesome.
Cool.
Paranormal 54 says, what happens with us is we end up having an IR camera go down. Really throws off the flow of the investigation. That always sucks. Gear not working. Let's see here. Joe says we almost killed Daz Friday. Don't do that, bro. Would they have enough ghosts? I'm so excited for all the people in the chat. I'm trying to keep up.
Yeah.
Aaron says, I want to go into Beattie Mansion so much longer. It was only like 15 minutes. Well, that's because some of the schedule got thrown off, unfortunately. Beattie Mansion's awesome. I'm glad you at least got to check it out. Spoiler warning, me and Cassie got all the time in the world there. We went in with Levy and Karen and Kathy and Ron, and we didn't leave until the sun was coming up, and it was awesome.
Yeah, that was not. I shouldn't give it away yet.
It was great,
It
guys.
was amazing. Like,
I had a great night, and you had like one of those moments because your camera got dropped, and
oh
you
my gosh,
thought you
yes,
lost a lot of footage
yeah.
because, and I even took your camera, and you were just like, please tell me it's there. Just look at it.
I
Just
couldn't
please
even look
tell
it
me
for
it's there.
myself. I was
And
I
I'm like,
handed it to
okay,
you. I'm like,
okay. I'm
can't
like,
do it.
here's the file. Here it is. And you push to play on your camera, and it's like, and here it, and then it stops. And I'm like, and you saw my face, and you were just like, no, no, no. I'm like, it's not working. I'm sorry. But you recovered the footage.
I
So
recovered
all
it.
is well. That's why
Thank
you
God for
need to
that program.
subscribe to Weeping Willow Paranormal, because you don't know the heartbreak that I saw in her face. Like Ron, she almost left him right then and there. I'm not going to tell you who dropped the camera and almost lost all the footage, but Ron really was afraid for that minute.
I didn't even care about the $1,500 camera. It was the footage I was upset
The
about.
footage. Yeah. That's the thing about drones too. When you fly a
Mhm.
drone and you get some shots and you're like, "Ooh, those shots are extra cool." If you land that thing in a tree or you land it in a road and someone runs it over, you drop it in a lake, the only thing that you think about in those first few moments is not like I just lost a very expensive drone. It's like the footage is gone.
Yes.
Damn it. You can get another drone. You cannot retrieve that footage if it's at the
No.
bottom of a lake.
No. And the thing is, with that footage, I had experienced some stuff that I'm like,
Mhm.
I can't replicate that. Like, you know what I
No.
mean? Like, it's gone. So then that's what I was more
Yeah.
worried about. But
I felt
oh,
terrible. I was so happy when you messaged me and you're like, "I got it. I got the footage. I got the footage, guys."
it was glitching out too. I thought I had fixed it, and then it didn't. It was just glitching, and I was like, no, because it said it was fixed, and then it wasn't. Then I had to do a re-upload with a different. Anyways, it's good.
See,
But
Karen, she says, "Oh, that's good news, Cassie." She was there. She knows the worry and the stress that came upon you. And like pretty much through the rest of the night, every once in a while, Cassie would be like, "I hope that footage. I hope I can save that footage."
yeah,
I'm like, "Focus, focus. We're still here. We gotta investigate." And you're just like, "Yeah, but that footage. Come
yeah,
on." So I'm super glad that you got that.
me too.
Let's see here. DJ Bombshell says my drone controller did charge. Good. Let's see. Drones are the most stressful fun I have, says Joe. Yes, I agree. Um, I just sent Cassie a drone because I had an
Hmm.
extra drone. I got gifted another drone besides the one that I constantly use. So, and me and Cassie were checking out my drone. I flew some stuff. And she's like, "We want to get a drone." I'm like, "I got an extra one that's not being used. You can test fly this thing."
Yeah,
So it's on its way to Cassie. I
I
can't wait
can't
to
wait.
see uh, if you get the hang of it and can add that to your arsenal.
Yeah, that'd be so awesome. It was funny because I was like iffy on it, and then I was like maybe, and then when my husband, like when Ron saw one in action at Hinsdale with Levy, he's like, okay, we can get one. So
Well, I didn't know, like, I didn't have a drone before I did Cemetery Road proper. Like, and I was like, I don't need drone footage. Me. Um, but the drone footage just makes it like it just
mhm,
it's one of those shots that it helps with your establishing shot and your exit shot. So right then and there, you know what you have. You can
yeah,
establish your location with the drone. It gives everybody the idea of the scope of your location, of what's around it. You've set the stage. And then
yeah,
I love the fact that you can exit your video with like pulling away from your location because you're
yeah,
just like, that's where we were. That's where all that happened. Here we
yeah,
go. Uh, and sometimes for me, especially in Cemetery Road, I can't use the drone because like it's not possible. Too many trees, or there's like funerals going on. That's why you may not see drone footage in an episode because something was keeping me from flying it. Um, but it just works well, and it really adds a
mhm.
lot of production value to your videos, which is super helpful.
Yeah.
Uh, Dantech says that dinner in the building looked amazing. He's talking about the dinner on Friday night. It was the kickoff for PEX. It was in the Virginia City train depot, which I walked in there and I was like, whoa, this is awesome. Because
Mhm.
it was towards the end of the day. The sunlight was beaming down through holes in the roof. The dinner was amazing. It was uh, Virginia City Jerky Company, I think. It was a barbecue
Yes.
place. The dinner was so good that me and Cassie and Ron and Karen went to their location in Virginia
Mhm.
City and had lunch on the final day. I had like a pastrami sandwich from them. Oh,
Mhm.
so good.
Yeah, I had
Everything was
macaroni.
good.
Yeah, I had macaroni and cheese with chili, so that was
Hmm.
really good. It was
And
very good.
and
Oh, yeah.
Frito chili pie.
Yes. Yeah, I had to
Because
do
you
both.
bought two meals because you were like, I can't decide. I got to try them both.
Yeah.
Um, and Karen had the ribs. I had the
Mhm.
ribs on the dinner night. The ribs were amazing. Uh, so yeah, it was good. I don't think
Yeah.
we ate anything bad during that whole time. We had great meals the whole time.
Yeah, I agree.
Spooky Time with J9 says the depot had activity. See, when we were there, not so much.
Yeah.
And I think that's a good thing to kind of point out. Like locations, even the most famous of haunted locations, sometimes you
Mhm.
go and there's nothing. And sometimes you go and
Mhm.
there's a ton of activity, and then you go again, there's nothing. Like it's, and the next three times you go, there's nothing. And then the next time you go, there's activity. I'm so happy there was activity for you guys. Like that's great.
Yeah.
There was nothing really happening there when we were there, but it's, we don't know why. We can't calculate it. We can't determine what is going to cause anything to happen versus what is going to kind of keep it from happening. Um, but the fact that you guys got something, just like that's awesome, because what I want is everybody to come into these locations and have the best time of their lives. So
Yeah.
awesome. And I was super, just saying, I was super excited to see Janine at the event because I didn't know you were coming until like the day of, when you posted on Instagram. You were like, on my way to Virginia City. And I was like, Janine's coming. That's
Yeah.
awesome. Uh, because like I didn't get to hang out with you guys all that much last year. Last year
Mhm.
you were there and
Mhm.
Janine was there and Glam was there. And
Mhm.
I was so busy and I was kind of literally just overwhelmed with the event itself that maybe we hung out, I don't know, in total 30, 45 minutes. Like it
Yeah.
was just, it was that crazy. And then it actually was weird to me that like me and you just like literally became friends
Yeah.
and we're like joined at the hip. Me, you, Ron, Karen, just like the whole weekend.
Yeah.
And I was like, it made me look back on last year being like, well, if I, what, why didn't I have this much fun last year with Cassie?
Yeah.
It's probably because Ron wasn't there. That's the problem. No bacon for my cheeseburger. Just saying. But honestly, like I didn't get to hang out with Janine as much as I would have liked. Dogs. Literally, if you're on a live stream and you hear my dogs, it's because somebody's coming home. So many people live in this house. Aaron says we did all the touristy stuff on Sunday. It was so fun. We walked around with my friend and his kids and went shopping. It was great. One of the things I was bummed out about, Aaron, is me and Aaron and Erica all talked about hanging out on Sunday, and it didn't work out. It kind of sucked. And that's one of the things with one of these events is like sometimes you just don't get to hang out with people. It sucks. Like I
Mhm.
want to hang out with everybody, but like you don't have all the time in the world. It became a pain in the butt, and like I'm just like, ah, man, this sucks. You can only do what you can do. Like, and then like we didn't get to hang out with Janine enough.
I know.
I hardly saw Sharon at all. Uh, Joe was like, I wish I would have been able to investigate with you. Me too. New Reality did
Mhm.
a bunch of investigating. I was invited to do some collabs with them, and I was just like, I'm toast, guys. I'm so done. And if I come with you guys, that means I'm literally going to be investigating all night. Leave the investigation, go to the airport, fly home, and I'm like, I'm so tired. That's not a good idea. Like honestly, I feel like I would have brought the investigation level down with how tired I was.
Mhm.
So I wasn't able to do that. So for all the awesome things we were able to do, there's a whole list of things I wish we would have been able to do.
Mhm.
And that sucks. Aaron says, yeah, we were bummed, but it is what it is. Everyone's doing their own thing. At least we got to spend some time together. And you had a good time, Aaron. So I'm glad you did. I would have hated to be like, I don't want to see any messages from people who are like, I spent a ton of money to go to PEX. It sucked. Everybody was rude. I didn't get to do what I wanted to do. This was the worst time ever. That would kill me. Like I'm glad everybody had at least a good time.
Yeah.
And we've barely mentioned New Reality. I know Sean was in the chat for a bit. He probably noticed we weren't talking about him and just left because it's Sean. But it was fun to hang out with them. Like, they're my buds. I didn't get to hang out with them nearly enough. But they were running all over the place because they were a hot ticket at PEX for good reason. And they got a ton of stuff coming up. They've become the official like spokes investigators for PEX, which is awesome. And I can't wait to team up with them again.
Yeah,
Aaron says,
cool.
no way. Everybody was so nice and fun, and it was amazing. 12 out of 10 will do again. And then Janine says, Ron, are you a believer now? I mean, he had some experiences. He got to see with his own eyes weird stuff that even he was like, well, can't explain that. Don't know what it was. Not going to say it's a ghost.
Yep.
But I don't know what that was.
Yeah. Like, I think
it was probably Cassie's eyes glowing red after he dropped the camera, and he's like, I don't know what that was. It's probably a demon. I'm going to chalk it up to a demon and not the fact that my wife wants to kill me right now. Ron says, still slight skeptic, but it was life-changing. Being a skeptic is fine. Always be a skeptic. Always have that bit of doubt in your mind because you never know, guys. You never know. DJ Bombshell says Ron was the bacon to our burger. Absolutely.
Yep.
Ron's just the nicest dude.
He is.
Ron's my beer buddy. Did he drink those beers?
He did, actually, because he had one left, so he drank one in the morning before we left.
Hell yes.
So, yeah.
I'm glad I could provide your breakfast beer, sir.
Yeah.
I went down and I got a 4-pack of like local brews for him. Once I found out he was like, I like beer. I'm like, oh, stop the presses. Me and you are friends.
I know, he loves craft, like loves those styles of beer. So,
oh, me too. Right now, I am drinking Anthem Brewing out of Oklahoma. Their blonde ale, pretty nice. Ron for president, absolutely. Ron got to do a reading with
Patty.
Patty.
Yeah.
Totally spaced, which is why he was late for the walk.
Yeah.
The food walk down Virginia City's Main Street.
But he still did
it. Breakfast beer for the win. Breakfast beer, shower beer. Those are underappreciated versions of beers, guys. You ain't lived till you had a shower beer. Or you're living too hard if you got a shower beer. What is next for Weeping Willow Paranormal, Cassie? What do you have on the dockets?
So basically, I just have to release a lot of episodes, but yeah. I do have a part 2 to my Old Angel Inn. I know I kept it short because so I hadn't had time to edit that episode before I came back from Virginia City. So I worked till 11 at night. You were
talking about that.
Yeah, so I worked till 11 at night, edited at 4:00 in the morning on Wednesday, and then Thursday. Well, I guess it would have been Thursday, and I released it. But that one, it has so much stuff happening that I had to do 2 parts, and there was no way if I did one big video, it would have been over an hour. So I did split it up into 2. So I'm actually going to release that. Normally I release my episodes every other week, but I'm going to release that one next week on Thursday, just because I want to save October for our stuff, our collabs. Because I probably will actually, I'm guessing October and November will be like Virginia City.
Yeah, it's gonna be a busy month in terms of like the episodes we're releasing, the live streams I want to do. I'm traveling a bit during the month of October, so I'm gonna try and figure out how that's going to link
Mhm.
up, because we want to get Levy involved
Yes.
in the live streams and with the releasing of his episodes, because he was filming at the same time, which is cool because you guys are going to be able to get one location,
Yeah.
multiple episodes from 3 different teams. You're going to be able to see 3 similar but different investigative styles. You like, it's almost choose your own adventure, because there are times when we're all together. There's
Yeah.
times when it's just me and Karen. There's times when it's just you and Ron, and
Yeah.
then Levy and Kathy. It's going to be awesome to kind of see all of that come together.
Yeah.
And I love that it's going to be in October, kind of thing.
Yeah. And there'll be different camera angles too, because of so you happen on the stairs. I think you might have
I
a
got
better
to be
angle.
your cameraman for an episode. That was
Oh,
fun.
that's true. The walkthrough, yeah.
We were going to send you by yourself, and you were just like,
I will get lost. Like I would have
yeah,
got
it
100%
wasn't
lost.
because she was scared. There was
No,
at no point that Cassie was like, I'm too afraid to go up there. She was going, but she's like, how confusing is the place? And I was like, well, like we were literally like, if you're not back in like 40 minutes, we'll come find you. And then she, like, that's when the look of panic came over your eyes. You're like, if that's going to be a rule, then definitely I'm going to get lost.
I
Okay,
I
I
get
came
lost.
with you.
Yes, because I get lost, and even actually at the washer when I investigated it with like as part of like the talent or whatever, I did
Yeah.
get lost. Like we were like circling the same like circle because we're like, where the heck is the exit? It was crazy.
Yeah, the Washoe Club will do that to you, especially
Yeah,
since the 2 floors are so similar in a way that
yeah,
you're starting to think like, wait, the ballroom should be there, but is this the floor with the ballroom, or is
hmm
where am I? Like
yeah,
it'll turn you around pretty
yeah,
good. So I that's when me and you, it was the first time we like went and did something
yeah.
where I was like, okay, we're gonna have a good time, because me and her are
hmm
very similar uh, in investigative styles.
hmm
The walls move, Dan Tech says. It kind of feels that way.
Yeah,
You
and
kind of
then
get turned around real easy.
the mannequins that pop up on you, like
Yeah, those stupid mannequins, and they moved them since the last time I was there, so I wasn't
oh,
expecting that. Or they moved themselves.
hmm
Maybe. Speaking of footage, guys, I mentioned this in the chat during the episode, the Beattie Mansion Part 3. When I got home, I started working on stuff. So I worked and finished Beattie Mansion Part 3. I also have, so next week, I want to say Wednesday, I'm going to release the latest episode of Cemetery Road, like Cemetery Road proper, where I'm in a cemetery during the day. I'll be releasing that episode, but also right after this live stream, I'm going to make live 2 videos. One for the Tapophile members. Tapophile members get exclusive cemetery videos. They're excited. Uh, I have a Tapophile only video going up directly after this live stream. And then for roadies and above, so roadies and Tapophiles, you're going to get that footage that I shot on the iPad in Beattie Mansion's basement. So basically, I took the iPad, I set it up, put a light on it, and me and Paul just left for a little bit. I think the video is about 15 minutes. I wanted it to be longer, but there was we didn't leave it as long as I would have liked. That's still like something I'm kind of playing with in terms of having that be a feature of this channel. But it just sat in the basement. Me and Paul went upstairs. We were very quiet. We took a break. We had a snack. But I'm releasing that footage just on its own. I honestly have not reviewed that footage. I don't know what's on there. The only thing you saw in the video is me kind of like scrolling real quick to see if anything moved in it, but I have not reviewed the audio. I wanted that for you guys. So, stupid dogs. I do these live streams so late. So, anyway, so that's what I wanted to do with my channel is at these locations, I want to set up a camera, a recorder, and just give you guys footage to pour over. Listen to it, give it a shot, see if I caught any EVPs. Let me know in the comments down below if you heard anything. That's for you guys. I want to let you be a part of the investigation as well. So For this investigation, the Beattie Mansion, we got the basement. I did the basement of the next location we're going to, and then like a popular room in the location after that. I didn't get to do that in Virginia City just because we had 3 teams trying to cover the same location. But I hope you guys enjoy that kind of feature. I hope that's something you dig. So the second this is over, I'm just going to go make them live. So if you're a member of the channel, make sure to look out for those. Let's see. Going back to the chat because jeez, these dogs. I hope it's not too loud. Is this like super loud when my dogs freak out? Oh,
No.
good. Joe says I'm going to try and save a lot of my footage for October because I'm coming up on my 30 years as an investigator and researcher. That means he was 5 years old when he started investigating. That is pretty good. DJ Bombshell says October will be 1 year as a ghost hunter. Listen, I've only been doing this for like 3 years. 3 episodes on my own. I'm just saying, never too old. Never too young.
No,
Spooky Time with J9 says Washoe Club is huge. It is. Aaron says Washoe is weird, like a maze. That's the only place where I felt like someone was right up on me. Yep, it's disorienting in things. Ron says I walked in Washoe Club by myself. Pretty cool. Yeah, we were yelling for you and you refused to answer.
That freaked me out a little bit because he could have like fallen to his death. Like it was not safe either.
I know.
Oh, Karen's boarding her plane.
Karen's boarding the plane. She's nearly home. I also want to point out that I got from Laws from Oz on the last live stream. She sent a care package just absolutely filled with goodies from Australia. I'm still making my way through them, Laws. It was amazing. My son is actually obsessed with the like free supermarket goodies that you sent that were like Harry Potter figures that you put together. We have a ton of them. We only had 3 doubles. There was a bunch. He's obsessed with those. I kind of got obsessed with the patch, like the superhero patches from Marvel. Anyway, and then Karen brought us a bunch of goodies, which was awesome. I have had so many Tim Tams. I got a whole package just sitting right there. They're so good.
And I brought Tim Canadian Tams. Chocolate too.
That was a huge hit at the bar.
Yes.
You brought a giant box of Canadian chocolates, like Canadian versions of like Kit Kats and all that kind of stuff. We decimated that thing at the bar. It was so good. Yeah. That's probably like 10 pounds of extra Jason just from those chocolates. And then I got a gift package from Catfish HD. If you're a THS chat person, she gave me a gift bag that had like all these cool Aussie snacks that I am now familiar with, and plus some that I'd never partook in before. But she also gave me like 2 pairs of like Australian themed socks. The kangaroo ones I wore on the airplane, and so she's awesome. I saw her like one time. It was chaos the whole weekend. Like I walked out of the Silver Queen and she's like, Jason, here's a gift bag. And I was like, okay. I'm so happy to see you, and you didn't need to bring me a gift bag. And like, and there was a mug and some Australian morning tea, I think it is. It has been used, Catfish. It has been used. You guys are awesome. My Australian folks, I can't wait to go to Australia now because I got so many people I got to hang out with. Plus, Karen took all of my Australian and New Zealand stuff with her. She's going to send those out when she gets back. So Tarnia, look for your book. Sass, look for your stuff. Karen's got her stuff. I think Daniela, had stuff. Like she took it all for me. So she's going to post it out. I can't wait for you guys to finally get your stuff after like a year. Let's see. Going back to the chat, Mike says, I turned 40 on Wednesday. Well, happy birthday, sir. You don't look a day over 20. There is no way Janine is 46. No way. What are you doing? Like, Oh, and Aaron says, oh, the chat's going crazy. Aaron and Catfished are going for a hike tomorrow. Awesome.
Oh, cool.
Awesome. Well, tell her, I didn't see her in the chat. Tell her I absolutely appreciate her gifts. Uh, let's see. Kindred says, me too. My best friend is 17 years old. They keep me young and fresh. Nope. Not going to say anything. How old are you?
It says my 17-year-old.
Oh, my seven. There you go. Listen, my 19-year-old is my investigative partner, so we're doing good, sir.
My 13-year-old will be 14 on Tuesday. So
Kindred says, it's my kid. I know. I was corrected. But everything's fine now. I'm with you.
I could see in your face. I was like, oh no.
I was like, did you just out yourself? Anyway. Yeah, Janine doesn't look a day over 30. Absolutely, like, ridiculous. I think she's just a pathological liar at this point. She can't help herself. Aaron says, proud cougar, don't hate. Let's see. I forgot what I was going to say now. Sorry, guys. I derailed the conversation. I'm so glad it's Saturday. Joe says, Rick and 44 years old and grandpa. I'm too young to be a grandpa. You are, sir. You are.
Yeah.
Cassie's just like, yeah.
No. Well, I'm
looking forward to that day.
That, so it freaks me out because I'm 38. So I'm like,
I'm about to be 43. There better not be grandpa in my future anytime soon. You hear that, Paul? What else do you want to know about PEX, chat? Throw us some questions. You got 2 solid PEX attendees here, and plus everybody in the chat.
Yeah.
We have the answers for you. In case you're on the fence about like going to PEX in the next year, what can I expect? Will it be worth my time and effort to save money for this thing? Let us know.
Mm-hmm.
We will either make you want to come or dissuade you very easily. I don't know how we could dissuade you. Literally, the only pain in the butt I had during PEX was the stairs to the Silver Queen.
That was not fun.
No, one time. And it only took the one time. Forgot my wallet upstairs. Son of a... I was so pissed. Pissed.
I just made Ron do a lot of the walking up the stairs. That booth,
oh, yeah. No,
my booth
everybody...
I had to like turn it and walk up the stairs. It was not fun at all.
I was there when you were just like, you literally got to the bottom and you just looked up at the stairs, looked at Ron, looked at the stairs, looked at Ron. Yeah, I forgot something. And he didn't even blink. He's like, I'm on it. But like I felt it right here when you were just like, no. Let's see. Salty says, should I save for myself and Skeptic Husband to attend? Ron is Skeptic Husband. He had a great time.
Yeah.
As long as Karen is there, everybody's going to have a great time.
Exactly.
Would it be worth going if I don't know anyone else? Yes, because you're going to know everybody else. PEX is not a gigantic event. It's big enough to meet tons of people, but small enough that we all feel like a family. Like we're together. We're all a team doing this one single thing, which is something I really enjoy about it. Tarnia, still in the house, says, which location do you think was the most active? I didn't get to go to every single location that was present for PEX. I think for me, Washoe Club, I think, had the most, like, for me, personal experiences. Me and Karen had some good times there where we experienced things during our solo investigation that was awesome, because she finally, it was weird because we walked into a room, and when we say, oh, I got chills, like, it means something different than just like, ooh, it's cold in here. And she got to experience that for the first time, where she's just like, is this what you mean when you get chills? Because all the hair on your body stands straight up.
Yeah.
It and it doesn't go away. It's like an electrical charge through your body. She's like, is this what you mean when you say I got chills during it? I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, this is it. Where it's just like, it's not a natural feeling that you would feel if the place was just cold. And she got to experience that for the first
Yeah.
time. That was awesome.
Yeah. I think for myself, it's hard to say because Washoe, like for me, it was Washoe and Mackie Mansion were like the two stand out because obviously we got to investigate them just alone, right? So it was a little bit different. But they were so different in the evidence that we caught that it's almost tied for me. But I'm gonna say Mackie maybe inching a little bit. I don't want to give it away, but there was something that happened that I'm like, I still am like thinking about it. Like, I'm still
Mhm.
doubting myself. You know what I mean? So I think
Yeah,
Mackie wins by like a tiny little bit, but I have to say Washoe was pretty epic too. So it's really hard to say.
I agree. Uh, Salty says, all my favorite hunters were there. Then you'll have an amazing time. Because
Yeah.
I think we're all pretty nice for the
Yeah.
most part. Depends on who you're talking about. Um, Aaron says Piper's Opera House was hers personally. I unfortunately didn't get to experience like an investigative atmosphere in Piper's. I was there for the Spirits with Spirits, which I got to host at the very last minute, which was a lot of fun. Um, I enjoyed that. Plus, I discovered the official
Yes.
drink of Cemetery Road, which is gin, preferably cemetery gin, and root beer, topped with whipped cream, cemetery dirt. That's my drink. In case you all were wondering, I should have gone with my gut and made that for the competition. I would have won, I think, but I'm not better. Let's see. Jen was there with her son. Joe said, "Yeah, Jen dragged her son along. He seemed to have a really good time.
Mhm.
She was great."
Yeah.
Yeah, I do wish, Aaron, that I would have been able to investigate Piper's more thoroughly.
Mhm.
Laws for Mars. Question: how do you keep your personal faith ideology out of an investigation and just look at the scientific evidence? So many para investigators screaming about demons these days. Uh, don't know. I mean, I don't know. I know a lot of people who are just like, it's all demons,
Mhm.
period. Ghosts are demons trying to trick you into believing they're past humans. Um, and I know people who are just like, it's data. It's all about the data. Joe, Matt Benton, they're all like, we need calculated data so that we can
Mhm.
prove that these things that we are experiencing aren't just our imaginations. And then I have, I'm kind of in the middle where I'm just like, I'm just here to have fun and experience stuff, and like,
Yeah.
okay, like, I don't mind if it's unknown. I don't know mind if when I walk out of this place I still don't know. Um, I don't know how to. Everybody's going to be different. Um,
Yeah.
I don't know how you separate that. I think if you're watching an investigator, someone who's trying to do something in this field, and they walk into a reportedly haunted location and they do their brand of investigation, um, if the way they do things or the way they think or the way they believe is going to impede that, or not make that enjoyable for you, just don't watch it. Move on to somebody else who's kind of more in your vibe. Uh, Everybody's free to do what they want.
Yeah. I think I'm
New
in.
reality is live.
I am.
New reality trying to crash my live stream, guys. What's up? I will not keep you guys too much longer because I don't want to step on friends' toes. But it is National Ghost Hunting Day, if you
Mhm.
didn't know. So obviously, all these teams, if they're not doing the world's largest ghost hunt, which I've done a couple of times, and it's pure chaos, and I'm probably never going to do that again. Uh, we we should be celebrating ghost hunting, which is why I released this episode. Or I didn't release this episode because of National Ghost. I was just like, oh, hey, it's National Ghost Hunting Day. This works. See, Dazzler said it was an awesome drink.
It was really good. Your first one kind of kicked my butt.
It was terrible. It was terrible. Too much booze, not enough flavorful stuff. It was terrible. Like there was no way my drink was going to win. Jade's drink won and absolutely should have.
Yeah.
Joe says, for us, it's about data, but at the same time, I have fun and have had experiences. But in order to progress forward, we need data to help innovate new technology. Absolutely. And I loved everything Joe and Matt Benton were saying about all of that in terms of like bringing science and investigation, paranormal investigation together. It's great. You guys are doing good work. Don't let anybody tell you any different. Aaron says, I love all you people so much. I figure you're drunk at this point. We weren't that great. Mike says, hey, Jason and Cassie. What's up, man?
Hey, Mike. Oh, we missed you.
I know. You should have been there. Any last questions? Because I honestly don't want to step too much on New Reality's toes. I will probably head over to their live stream directly after this. I encourage you all to join us. But first, before you do any of that, go over to Weeping Willow Paranormal and go subscribe, turn on the notifications, because we got some sweet stuff coming down the road for the month of October, guys. Sweet stuff. What else? Don't forget, if you're a member of this channel, if you're a tapophile, you're going to have a new cemetery video directly after this to look forward to. You can watch it tomorrow. It's cool. No rush. And if you are a member at all, you're going to get that kind of 15 minutes of unadulterated, unedited, just dropped in your lap footage from the basement of Beattie Mansion for you guys to just be like, I wonder if we heard anything. Let me know if you did, because it could be the most boring 15 minutes of your life. But I'm trying something new, guys. I'm trying something new. Tarnia says, can I get a loan? Anybody to pay for PEX next year? I would love if Tarnia came down. I'm sure me, Cassie, Karen, and Tarnia, we could wreck shop. Because Ron would film it for us. Levy would be there, be like, good job, guys. Good job. Kathy would be there to just be like, what are these idiots doing? We would have a good time.
Mm-hmm.
But then obviously, like, not only are we going to have some great episodes coming out. Oh, Chasing the Darkness Paranormal. That's Levy's channel. Go subscribe to them, because if you want to fully experience the awesome that we had at the locations in Virginia City over the next couple months, you want to subscribe to all three.
Yeah, 100%.
So that is going to be awesome.
Yeah, he actually has an episode releasing tomorrow for the Silver Queen. So tomorrow, so tomorrow I believe 4
tomorrow. It begins tomorrow, guys.
Yeah, for the Silver Queen. We weren't together for Silver Queen, but Levy's stuff is happening, so which is cool.
Yeah, I wish I would have filmed more for PEX besides our investigations and shot more photos. I tried to do as much live streaming on Instagram. If you're not following me on Instagram, I tried to do as much of that as possible. But Cassie can attest, like, we were running around like chickens with their heads cut off.
Yeah.
I did not have a whole lot of time. And honestly, like, I felt like my time and energy really should have been in when we were doing our full-blown investigations. That way we can bring you that experience as much as possible. But it was a great time, guys. PEX was awesome. There was only a couple of the moments, and thankfully the person responsible for the moments has been banned from the event in perpetuity. So we won't need to deal with those people anymore, and we're good to go.
Yeah.
And I am super thankful to find and meet and be able to collaborate with investigators that fit more my style and be able to be excited about meeting up together to do more collaborations in the future.
I can't wait.
All right. Law says my notifications are going off. Sunday, Monday are prime YouTube pair release times. I generally do Wednesdays. I think Wednesdays kind of when I've been doing things. But listen, I'm all for any support you can give my channel, be it Team Rewatch or Team Premiere. You guys are awesome. I never thought my channel would get more than 10 subscribers, 15 subscribers. But I'm closing in on 3,000, and that just like it kills me that you guys are that supportive, that people have decided to be members of my channel. Let's get Cassie to that point as well, guys. She's doing good work, and it's only going to get better as she learns new techniques, as she gets to more locations, as she teams up with more people. It's going to be awesome. So go subscribe to Weeping Willow Paranormal. Go seek out Chasing the Darkness Paranormal with Levy. Anybody else in the chat, like Joe, dang dogs. You guys, we have some solid investigators hanging out in this family. Let's show them the support they need. That being said, we're done. We're out of here. If you are going to head over to New Reality, that's where I'm going to go. We'll apologize for being late. But thanks, Cassie, for jumping in at the last minute.
Thank you for having me.
I know Ron's in the background watching somewhere. Ron, we're going to have a beer soon. Thank you all for watching my premiere. Thank you all for joining the live. Karen, in my seat on the plane. I love you both so much, she says with a super chat. Karen, we love you. Again, Karen is the MVP. She's the most valuable player of PEX. Don't let anybody tell you any different. I'm pretty sure she's the MVP of Virginia City at this point. I heard they made her mayor. I don't know. That's just what I heard. Thanks to everybody who's supporting our stuff. You guys are amazing. But until next time, if you're investigating or walking amongst the stones, remember, as always, be safe, be respectful, and we will see you on the next one. Have a good one. Oh,